In Wisconsin, the stories start before sunrise. They start in a deer stand, in a duck blind, on the front deck of a bass boat. Welcome to the Flippin Sticks and Throwin Lead podcast. With your hosts, Eric Tasker and former Major League pitcher Paul Wagner, this is everything outdoors. Hunting, fishing, conservation. The wins, the misses, and the memories that stick with you for a lifetime. Out here, you earn your stories, and we're here to tell them.
Settling in for another episode. Mr. Wagner, I feel like we've talked a lot the last week, but I don't know. It just feels like we're very hit or miss right now. And it's July. It's like the thick of summer, so there's just so much going on.
Right.
How the hell you been?
Oh, I tell you what. I got back. We went down to Dallas, Texas during this heat wave. And I've never seen, it was so hot. I've been in Arizona, I've been in Florida, I've done all those things. And when you pull up your phone and it says 99 degrees and then it says real feel 121, that's not good. No matter where you are. They have turf, and on the 4th of July was the hottest day. Yeah. And you could look from our dugout and you look on that turf, the heat waves were just going over the turf.
That's crazy.
So if it was real feel,
turf is hotter.
Correct.
Right.
So sometimes I just remember back in the old days, let's just say St. Louis or wherever we were, they'd always say the temperature is X, but it's 120 on the turf or 110 on the turf. I don't know what the differential was.
Sure.
But it was hot.
Enough.
It was hot.
Yeah.
But, so we went down there, and obviously I flew with a few other guys, and we flew down there. So we were all on the same flight, made sure everybody got in. As the bus pulls out on Sunday, July 5th. They pull out after the game, 1:00 game. So it's smoking hot. Game's over about 4. Bus left at 5:15.
Okay.
They got an hour north into Denton, Texas. Yeah. And the bus broke down. And the last half hour before it broke down, no air conditioning.
That's not good.
I go, how hot was it?
It's just a sauna in there then.
Guys, one guy says it was, he goes, I've never been there, but it was Africa hot. He says, like the desert. I'm like, no. And then they had to get somebody to fix it. So they actually found a place. Guy wasn't there, 4th of July weekend. Right. They had to sit in a Love's truck stop with a Wendy's for 3.5 hours before they could head 18 hours home.
It could be worse. They could be stuck outside. So a Love's truck stop.
That's true. That's true.
Sounds a whole lot better
than being stuck on the side of the road with the windows. Man. Yeah.
But, because you can't go back inside the bus at that point.
No.
Because it's just an oven in there.
And then of course, then they get going, and then like 2 a.m, I get guys who were telling me like about 2 a.m, the air conditioner is working so great. Yeah. It was like an ice box in there. So then they were all freezing. 20 guys, 15 guys that all got the cold. But no, it's been a hectic, and the summer's gone fast, and we've done whatever we can, but man, it's tough.
Because you're like basically halfway through the season at this point, which seems crazy. I mean, you're like 28-20, so that's almost 50 games.
Yep. And that's halfway mark.
So, wow. So, isn't it crazy that, I mean, we've not done the best job of coordinating our schedules while you're traveling and just like trying to make it work and keeping up with the show and everything. But here we are. It's just like screaming by. Yeah. You know, I mean, you're halfway through, and we've only missed 2 shows really of most recently, but you guys have been on the road so much. And
when was how long ago were you in Nashville? A month?
A month ago.
I mean, that's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Yes.
Yeah. So here we are. It's July 10th.
Okay.
Wow. We have a guest here. I'm not sure how long she's going to stick around for, but we'll just manage.
Try to gradually stop scratching.
So I've tried to do a little better job of planning here. So yeah, we skipped last week. We're back. We're gonna, I don't know. I mean, we're gonna try our hardest to just keep this thing consistent.
Yeah.
But I mean, chaos is the rule of summer. So
we're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost to the fall.
Yeah.
We're almost, as soon as Labor Day weekend or Labor Day weekend. Yeah. As soon as Labor Day comes, then we'll be back we'll be back consistent.
Yeah. And I had even almost thought about just running through a solo podcast last week. And then I was like, can I ramble for an hour? Probably. Could I ramble for 30 minutes? Probably. But I didn't want to like just rush into it. So I guess now in the back of my mind, I kind of have like some thoughts as to how I would do that in the future. But a bunch of friends have reached out and said that they would be happy to join and be a guest on the show.
Perfect.
Like Rez, who I'm going to fish with tomorrow. So it'll be fun just to kind of talk about some of that. But like Clam Outdoors just released all their 2026 stuff. So there's some exciting stuff there that maybe we'll have Rez on at some point for that anyways. But just a handful of people that are willing and able, and I'm sure there's enough people that we can reach out to just coordinate that. And that way you don't have to feel like, oh my God, I'm in a hotel room and
Right.
I'm 3 inches away from my phone and trying to make this work.
We tried
just
it.
to keep it. Yeah, we did try it, and it was fine.
Yeah.
So otherwise, so you've been traveling quite a bit. You just spent a week in like hell, kind of, it sounds like. I mean, just with the heat and everything.
But I did send you. So we were down in Texas, and I dropped the guys off at like a Planet Fitness or 20, one of those Planet, and they go work out or Anytime Fitness. And I pull into the Walmart, and I don't know what, I think I got deodorant and some things like that. And all of a sudden, I sent you a picture. I see a pickup truck. In the back, he's got bags of corn.
Okay.
He's got a camel, like a light camo jacket in the back of his pickup bed. And then on top, he's got like a contraption where it goes and it kind of like overhangs over the roof of the cab.
Yeah.
And then he's got a hunting chair on it.
And with like a 5-point harness to strap you in.
And then he's got a movable whatever that would be, like a cradle, sort of like when we
like a tripod that's mounted to the seat almost.
Yeah, it's like the like when we shoot, like when we were ranging or we were shooting for turkeys.
Yeah.
It has a front for obviously the barrel and then back for the stock. And he just brings that into this chair, but he's up above and he just must drive into stuff and then just climb up on his truck. And
isn't that something?
It's crazy. And then you did say to me, did I get in it? I did not get in it. I got as close as I could.
Yeah.
But it was, I knew it must have been used because I looked inside the bed of there's like candy wrappers and there's like a couple beer cans. And I'm like, okay, so we got candy, beer, and guns.
I don't think we're too different from Texas.
No.
So. Yeah, that's good. But isn't it interesting just to see that from, like, you go to all of these different places. Like, you probably could stumble across that if you were in South Dakota, North Dakota in August, because that's when some of their seasons start to open up. But just to see that and like how cool that you're in a completely different place. The scenery and landscape is totally different, but there's still so many commonalities there.
And because it's so flat, is when we go out to the ballpark, a lot of subdivisions are going in there. They got some gated communities now where it used to be open, but you can look. And again, I don't know like what the acreage is or how far you can see.
Yeah.
But you can see random rednecks or, muddy blinds or whatever that is. And then when you're driving on the side of the roads, there's a lot of, pawn shops, gun shops, and they're selling a lot of these things. So it is kind of, it is kind of an industry, obviously, that somebody tapped into because they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Isn't that crazy though? But I feel like you think about that with Texas, like they're known for their big hog hunts.
Yeah.
They're known for whitetail hunts. They've got exotic farms down there, like with like whatever random African animals that are there. Climate is somewhat similar, so they can manage that well. But at the end of the day, like people are just out there trying to kill some shit and
And
have
you
some
go
fun while doing it.
and you go in there, you go into the shop. I went into the shop and they have like a couple shoulder mounts, a lot of European mounts.
Yeah.
But it is really wild to me that they have very wide, or the ones that were up there.
Yeah.
Very wide.
Okay.
Very wide. I'm going to say, what do we say? 16 and a half, whatever, outside the ears.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, okay, so they're 22.
Okay.
But they're really skinny. Like there's no mass to these animals.
Yeah.
These antlers, what they lose in Texas, we gain up north here, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's
how
more
it is.
hardiness to the antlers.
Yes, up here. Up here. It almost looks like, and you see them, and the molds that they must use, or the forms that they must use, they probably, for their bucks down there, they use doe forms where you couldn't use a doe form up here because ours are so big.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But the antlers, very, very wide, but like straggly, like strong. Not good.
And I'm sure that's all climate related, because it's not like they can't put food plots in and do like nutritional things down there, but because they're thinner animals, because they are hot 8 months out of the year, maybe that has part of the like restriction on their actual mass.
A lot of feed. There's a lot of feeds. There's a lot of corns and stuff that you can bait. Obviously, you can, you can put food out for them, but they probably, you're right. They eat rolling brush. I mean, who the hell eats that?
Yeah. Who wants a tumbleweed?
The guy's probably standing on the wall looking at me like, dude, if you ate tumbleweeds, you'd be skinny too.
Exactly. Isn't that good? Okay, so one story that I wanted to bring up, I had just saw this online. Remember a couple years ago, we had talked about that Wisconsin DNR program that is the snapshot program, like where you can volunteer to like share your trail camera information for like tracking and like just some of that stuff. So the Wisconsin DNR has announced a partnership with Yellowstone.ai trail cameras, which is a buddy of ours, Jared Mills. I don't think he's directly affiliated with them, but I just saw they were doing a giveaway with his seed company. And so I just kind of went down the rabbit hole, and it's an interesting company. They use AI built into the data of the cameras in order to like help better identify species and like things like that. I'm not really 100% sure what they all do. I haven't really looked into it too much, but they're like a Door County company. I think they're based out of Sturgeon Bay. And they are a national brand. I mean, they're newer. They just started in 2020, but they actually just announced a partnership that they're going to be giving the Wisconsin DNR a boatload of cameras in order to deploy and be able to track some of the like herd populations and things like that. So they have an official trail camera partner with the Wisconsin DNR in this Yellowstone.ai now. So kind of interesting. I mean, it would be cool if they gave them like 500 cameras and 250 you could register to win one and be part of the program.
Right.
That would be the way they should execute it.
Right.
I don't think they're doing that, but
it would be
a cool way to like announce the partnership and
really
do some of that stuff with it. So, okay, so we're in this weird part of the year, as we talked about. It's like July 10th. We've got holidays. We've got like all sorts of weekend activities that are constantly happening. I knew it was going to happen.
I thought you were going to go over here. I ignored you.
So thinking about this now, we're midway through July. We're like only weeks away from the anticipation of food plot burns, tilling, planting, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So what do you think, like, what would you say are like the most important things to get done in July leading into the whitetail season? Like, if you had to think about that, is it, making sure that our cameras are out? Well, our cameras have been out for 2, 3, well, no, more than that. Quite a few months now. Have we had to do any moving on them? Are they on the edge of food plots? Are they on the interior of the woods? Food plots, shooting, like have you shot your bow, gear? Have you looked through any of that stuff? Any scouting or any of that stuff?
Remember,
so that's just some food for thought on some of the things.
I think we should, once this little heat wave leaves,
yeah,
I think we ought to get me, you, and a couple of the other two knuckleheads that come out with us.
Yeah.
Get those guys, and maybe we should, because remember that one, there's that one tree that fell
right
on that stand. And I think we talk about it all the time. We talk about safety, and we met some good people at that ATA show, and we're going to have someone on when it comes to safety coming up here in early fall. I think it might be time to maybe me just run up to Fleet Farm or somewhere and get all new ratchet straps, redo it, you know, and then not necessarily take them down because I like their locations, but at least if we have the two, replace the top one, cut that off, put a new one on there, then do the bottom one so we don't have to move the thing. And, but I think it's getting to that point where we haven't, or I haven't really touched that in a few years.
Sure. And
weathering the, 3 straight years at 36 months, that's a tough one. So I want to do that. I definitely want to get the grass cut. We have the All-Star break coming up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I will cut the food plots. So those will all be cut. I'm going to cut them one more time, and then I'm going to spray them.
Okay.
And then we'll let them sit, and then call those other guys over. And then if we're on the road or not, then they're going to come in, bring the tractor, move it up, and then we're going to go. So now we have to find what seed we're going to put in. We're definitely moving on.
Right.
We haven't found the one that we like. But we're going to go there. The one thing I did wish we would have done, or I would have, is we never got the sample, the true pH.
Right.
And I know, and he said to do it like every 3 years, I think he said, try to get it from the same spot, especially if, your plots are less than 3 acres.
Yeah.
But I know I'm in that 6. Oh, I shouldn't say I know it, but that's where I was.
Sure.
But it would have been nice to have that data, that printout sheet like Whitetail Institute has.
Right.
Jared used them. The other Jared used them up in his place up in Richland Center.
Yeah.
Gives you everything, tells you exactly what areas need what and what's what.
Yeah. Well, and it was nice, honestly. It feels like I have run in 1,000 different directions for the first 7 months of this year, but it was so nice that I was over by you all the time, sitting in the blind, getting set up for turkey season, shooting, recording the show, doing all that stuff. And then I called you, I think it was on Sunday, and I just said, hey, if you don't mind, I'm going to just swing by and I'm going to swap out some batteries. I'm going to bring my brush cutter and I'll just clean up some of the cameras and stuff. It felt so good just to get back out there. My legs were all scratched up because, of course, I just had like shorts on. I put my boots on. It felt so good to be back in the mix, like just to be out there and just to be like helping with some stuff and just knowing that like these are the things that will set us up for success later, is doing the right things now.
Right.
And just kind of going through there and making some of those adjustments. Boy, we would have never seen that buck that came through, either one of the bucks that came through this week, had I not moved that camera, because it was on that lower position. We were trying to get cool turkey photos. And I'm so glad that I did, because now I'm sure at some point we'll post a picture, but it's so cool because it's perfectly faced towards the redneck.
Yes.
So you see a buck walk through and there's a blind in the background, and it just looks, it's the photo you want. Right. I mean, the only thing that would be better is a luminoc in the air going right through the shoulder. But I mean, at this point it's July, so we'll save that for later in the year. But,
yeah, you got out there.
It's nice to be able to do that now.
Isn't
and
it
to
amazing?
Just see what's going on.
So I walked out there, like you just said that. And I just walked out to the edge. I just want to peek around. Isn't it amazing how much it has grown?
It's insane.
Like where our first day, remember the first turkey day, where you had that little, I never went and got it.
Okay.
You can't
even see it.
It is so grown up.
So
the
crazy.
blind, that brush that we cut it's a full blown tree bush again,
forest.
And you can't
it's
see.
Crazy.
It's just absolutely amazing. And you think you cut it all down, but nature just grows. Nature just adapts.
Right.
It adapts and it grows, and it is overgrown.
Yeah.
It is overgrown.
Yeah. Yeah. And I felt bad getting out there, because I'm like, I wish I would have maybe found some time earlier to come out here or whatever. But I mean, at some point we have to be realistic.
Right.
Like we're both just in a million places. And so we're trying to kind of do our best. And of course, as we get closer and closer, boy, once 8/1 is the calendar date, we're going to be like, we got shit to do. We need to get out there. We'll find the time for it. Then where now I feel like we can kind of let it skate a little bit because it's not as important. So you had kind of mentioned that. So you're going to do a cut, you're going to do a spray, and then you're going to do a burn. Yeah. So that will be coming up over the course of the next couple weeks. You know, I feel kind of guilty because I'm not doing the summer league this year at Buck Rub.
Oh, you're not?
I just have too much going on. So it's like hard for me to commit to that. It's nice because at least at Buck Rub for the summer league, it's the outdoor course, 28 targets, 14 stations. You can shoot whenever you want, which is really nice. Okay. So I did get out there like 2 weeks ago, and my buddy Noah wanted to shoot because he's got an early season. He's got an August pronghorn tag for Montana, I believe. He's like, man, I got to shoot, and we got to get out there and all that. Yeah. So we went out and we did the outdoor course, and it was kind of funny because we both had not shot our bows in months, like since the last day of Winter League. I guess I shot my bow at the HHA event, but aside from that, I shot my best. We both shot our best rounds ever on the outdoor.
Really?
After 2 weeks having not shot for I don't know how long, but we shot like 255 out of 280 and a 262 out of 280.
Really?
So I was thrilled with that.
Yeah.
So,
practice,
but it is nice.
Practice.
Yeah. So it's nice just to kind of crack the bow out. I mean, I've got my 3D target, my block target out in the back, and I always cut like into our outlet so that I can have a little more distance and the yard feels bigger. I'm going to just start setting up back there and just shooting back there because it's good for me, like mentally, just to like shoot and check out. And all I'm thinking about is yardage and focus and drawing and all that. But it's going to be here. So like the more we shoot now, the better. And if I can at least just get out there once a week for, 45 minutes or whatever, it's better than nothing. Right. So, and then like you said, I mean, you set up that stand in the tree kind of by the barn so that it's away from everything, but it's a safe place to shoot and get a bag out there, get a target out there. And, I mean, soon enough, we'll be thinking about it daily.
I didn't think that's where that big pine tree. Remember that big pine tree went down?
Yeah. But didn't it fall? It fell away from that opening.
It did. It fell away from the opening, but it's still there. And then I had, when Steve came over and did the trails.
Yeah.
He kind of pulled it down so it'd fall. It's probably as dry as can be. I probably should drag it out into the middle of the food plot and just burn it right there.
Yeah.
But just make sure that, because when we do the burn there, it's not like burning where we have the trails to be the stoppage points.
Right.
There's nothing there really. So I think I want to cut it first.
Okay.
Cut it first, then drag it out there. And then at least we can control a diameter with buckets.
Yeah, because that'll go fast.
It will.
And it'll go high.
And I'll try to go as short down. Then I can go real short and then make one big ring, almost just dirt.
Right.
But I don't know what to do with it. Or just drag it in, and now we got another rabbit house.
Another rabbit house. So we touched on this too for gear. We've been replacing trail camera batteries.
Yep.
We know that there's a couple tree stands that we're going to have to work on out by you. We're going to talk with somebody about safety harnesses, a couple connections that we made from ATA. Releases, packs, clothing, any of that stuff that you're like, you know what? This is something that I need to take care of this off season, or like, because you know how it goes.
Yeah.
We're going to be at opening day and we're going to be like, oh yeah, remember those little Debbies that were in my bag from last year? And you find them. Is there anything like that you kind of thought of last year that you were like, you know what, this year I'm going to replace something? I mean,
No, I think once we went over all of the issue you had with your rangefinder,
Yeah.
and then my rangefinder was off for some odd reason. I think, I don't know. I don't think, as soon as the advertisements start coming out, and
Right.
Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops, and once they flip the fishing to hunting,
Right.
then we usually get things we don't really need.
Right.
But no, I think we were pretty prepared. I think we have everything at the barn, everything from propane to heaters to now we have a fan that you can put in there. We got fans. We just got to make sure we can control the bee population, make sure the wasps aren't in there. But I think every year we learn just a little bit more, but there's nothing that I really need to go out. Like I don't need a brand new Sitka outfit. I don't need, I don't need new socks, and my boots are fine, so my clothing and everything is good. And I think we're ready to go. Now we just, just harvest.
Yeah. We just gotta, chip away at the calendar and kind of go from there. I always find it so interesting, and it was nice to see because I was telling you that I was on that far north side and I had moved that one camera kind of over a little bit. The one thing that you can start to identify is where they're moving through, because when you eventually go out there and see where that new camera is on that kind of smaller tree, just a little bit north of where it was before, I swear there was a bed directly next to the tree. Really? Like it was all matted down and everything there. But then I started kind of looking around, and I'm mad I didn't have my drone with me that day, because as I was walking out there and I was kind of working through some of that tall grass and everything, like there's trails everywhere.
Oh, that might be a good idea. Next time you go out there, like if I'm on the road, take the drone out there and just kind of,
because I'm sure you'd be able to see it.
And then you could take, and that drone, you could take a still photo.
Oh, for sure.
Or just go through what it's on. Yeah. I think exactly. Granted, we can't get into the woods because the canopy is all is all tough. But at least we can go back to that sanctuary part, and I think,
and over the food plots too, because with how tall everything is in there, I mean, you can. It's so night and day. Like especially over on that north side, I just was walking through, and I'm like, well, there's a trail. Well, there's a trail. Well, there's a trail, and then I saw the one almost like an intersection around that tree, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just put it right here because. There's no point in like weed whacking around this one when there's other like trees and bushes that now have foliage on it. Right. It doesn't make sense to keep it there when I could move it, 30 feet away and go to this other tree. But no pictures from that camera yet that I've noticed, just like the daytime test photos that typically come through, but they're there. Like they're moving through enough that they are making damage, like, making their path known.
And on that north plot or that north part of the property, that farmer, I don't know what it is. It's like separate. Like it's almost like he's got like 10 feet of a crop, and then he's got 5 foot of dirt, 10 feet of crop. And then it zigzags. Then it goes, that's going east and west. Yeah. And then the front half goes north and south. Sure. And it's a similar thing. And I don't know if those are beans. I don't know if I don't know what it is. Right. It could even be, hell, it could be potatoes for all I know. Right. But I do know that on the south side, that 23 acres, that's all corn. And I think you were talking about knee high by the 4th of July last time, and we're way past that. Way past. This stuff's good. So when we have corn crop on the south end of the property, it's usually, knock on wood, it's usually good. It's usually they'll come out of there. Like I said, with the beans, they come so late because they know they can't get into that bean field. Right. There's no protection. Beans are only so high and they stick out, but they seem to wait a little bit longer in the corn. And for some odd reason, it works. It works in our area. Yeah. It's just nice to do that every once in a while, cause you want to know what's happening, but you also don't want to get excited. Right. Because it is July 10th. So who knows what could come or go in the next 2 months. But just to, at least while you're out there, make it as worthwhile as possible to evaluate
your surroundings.
Right.
And if you're out there swapping batteries, you might as well at least take a peek at some of the other things.
I wonder because that picture you just had of that video we have, that's a nice deer.
Yeah.
So it's July. I think it's date stamped July 8th.
Yes. Yeah, because that was 2
I
days
guess
ago.
like how much more, how much bigger, how much, what is like, is it done? Or is there a strong 2 more months? Is there another month of growth?
Think, isn't it that
I have no idea.
They grow up in July and the first part of August. So like May, June is when they're going wide and getting their base.
Okay.
And then it transitions to upward because they've got the base of their antlers. And then they go upward in July and into the first part of August. The latter part of August is when it hardens. And then that first part of September, like Labor Day, is when they start to shed their velvet.
So we still have a good 4 to 5 weeks of growth?
I would think at least 4.
4.
3 to 4.
And if it goes up?
Be in good shape, huh?
You said this
but
before.
you know what? But it was the same thing with that other buck that was out there that was smaller. But they look so funny right now because they have nothing but base and they've got just little nubs on their upwards, like their tines
like
going
the G,
upwards.
like the G, or like your
Like
G2 or 3s. It's
yeah.
not going to be an inch and a half.
Right.
But how much more does it go? Does it sprout fast? I mean, like this.
Right.
If on July 8th you got a G3 that's this big, maybe 3-4 inches,
Right.
does that triple? Does that go to 12?
Well, and I heard that it is like an inch a day in July is what they will grow. But if that's total mass growth, that's not that much. Now, if we're talking about a tine will grow an inch in a day,
then that's huge.
It's massive. See, I don't know what that answer is, but
we do have different, and they're different ones because I did see another little one out there. So there's there's 2 wide ones, and those are wide and big, and hopefully those are nice 10s. And then that little one came by again, and I can just tell he's your 115 inch, or your 120 inch typical 8-pointer that we have. Those other 2 are not our typical 8-pointers.
No,
I don't think. But our 120 inch 8-pointers are 125 inch, and you get happy. Oh my gosh, it's big, it's a big 8-pointer.
But it's cool to see.
Yes.
And you know that there's bucks out there that'll be continuing the generation.
And if we take, and I just got a message before, our handy dandy man bought about a boatload of extra doe tags again. So.
Yeah, he was sending me something this morning about that. I'm like, I don't even understand why are they even on sale right now? And he's like, I don't know, but I just looked at my account and I have 8.
I know.
I'm like,
so we shot 13 deer last year. I think it was 13.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. I like the idea. I do. We don't have the freezer space, but I like the idea of taking more does, especially mature does. I think.
Yeah, the big ones that are hard to kill.
That's our new early. That's our early September or late September kill before we. Yeah.
The goal.
Yes,
for sure. Okay, and then all right. How are we doing on timing?
We're okay.
Yeah. Okay, I was gonna ask that, but because you have what 1:30 is.
I gotta leave here probably. I gotta be at the stadium by about 1:30.
Okay.
So
okay, let's do this. Instead of, I don't know if I want to skip the campfire controversies this week, but
I do want to get it because I did see somebody commenting goes, if you're telling me you want to bring back the registration stations at the gas station, you gotta be kidding me. What are you, a keyboard warrior? Like, why not? I mean, I understand there's reasons. I mean, manpower, money. You have to pay an employee. Your employee leaves. Sort of like when the bars, now they have the pull tab machines, and everybody was getting pissed because the pull tabs used to be in a bucket, and then the fad was we're all going to buy pull tabs, and the bartenders ripping up pull tabs more than serving drinks.
Yeah.
I get all of that, but I totally disagree. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
I totally disagree with that, because if you find no excitement in shaking a guy's hand, touching another guy's deer, as bad as that sounds, the horns, and seeing it and seeing excitement in that individual
right
at the gas station or at the registration station, don't take this. I think you're missing it.
Yeah.
You're missing it.
Yeah.
You are missing, or you're very, very young and you don't appreciate it, because grandparents and grandpas and the stories and the pictures that we used to have up at the farm where everybody you're missing an experience if you don't do it.
And I think that's
this
the
generation
big part of
is
it.
definitely losing what it's like to see somebody else happy and joyous with their buck in the back of the
I
truck.
totally agree with that. And I think where he's coming from is that in the rural parts of the state, they may have to drive a little bit. I mean, there's no difference for us either, because like I live in Oconomowoc. Well, Quick Trip's not going to have a deer registration station. Maybe that's who partners with the DNR to be the official registration stations of hunting season.
And Fleet Farms?
There's Quick Trips everywhere.
Yeah.
Have them all go there. But I
mean, you can
I
find
have
it,
always been a fan of that, and I miss those. And I think the combo was back tags and in-person registration.
Oh yeah, I do. You're right. Back tags, I'm 100%.
They're pointless.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say that it is, I think that is also something that's missing from our hunting culture, is that now, I mean, the last time that I've seen them at the gas station, don't get me wrong, because, pulling in, filling up before we head home, you see deer, but it's really just become the guy's going to park right in front of the window at the bar and have the head hanging out of the truck.
Yes.
And that's the only experience you get with it now. Unless you're bringing them all back to your camp.
Right.
And well, our deer camp, we don't normally do that.
Right.
But that's it's just an experience, and it's something. It almost feels like bridging some of the camaraderie in like a forced way, because it's hard to go to a gas station, see somebody with a nice deer that's excited about it, and not say something to them.
Exactly. And not even us. What about Jake? We got a buddy who brings his son.
Right.
His son would go nuts. He does no clue. The only deer he sees are the ones that we shoot. And he's probably like, yeah, my dad and his friends, they suck. But if he'd be able to take him to the gas station, and now all of a sudden Carter's like, man, Dad, I want to shoot a big buck. He touches the horns, or he talks to the guy, or maybe it's a younger guy. It's not a grandpa who shot it. And he like, Dad, I can't wait. I want to do that too. And I want to show it. I think there's it's a lot deeper than that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And, I like it.
Okay.
I
Back tag's gone.
Back tag's gone.
In-person registration, bringing it back.
And where are you going to get the funding?
Right.
Where is the locations? Those are all important facts that I'm just brushing over.
It's almost like like the whole corporate world where we went to remote work during COVID, and it's just, I mean, you can't get people to come back to an office now. So you give people the freedom and flexibility to not have to have that responsibility of going and checking in and doing whatever. It opens the door for two things: missed registrations, which we were close to doing that. And the other part of it is you are then like, you've already given people, the hunters in the state, the freedom to not have to go somewhere to register their deer. Because don't get me wrong, it's very easy to register your game. They've made it super simple, but
I'm not saying, let me make this clear. I'm not saying that you have to, maybe that was what he was talking about. I understand the flexibility, almost like a hybrid. You can register your animals via the Wisconsin DNR.gov or the app or your Go Wild app. No, you can do it that way too, but there also is an option.
Sure.
So yeah, maybe I understand that time. There's a lot of different variables.
Right.
But I'm not saying completely abandon
the
the over there, on the app site.
Yeah.
But include the option of a registration. Yeah, I understand that now, but I like a hybrid. You can do either one.
And I think that's just it's tough to not mandate somebody to do that and then to try and like bring that back or like give the freedom and flexibility to kind of walk away from that. But either way, I don't think it matters because I don't think that's coming back. Yeah. So we're not running the DNR.
For 1 year though. For one year, we got it.
For 1 year, we would do it. Okay, I'm going to save that topic for the next time. So we're going to do another campfire controversy. I think this is one that I think I have a list of like 75 of these now. Okay, we're going to start off with all the big ones. Okay. All right.
You answer first again.
Okay.
Like you did last time. So you read the question, you answer yours, and then I go.
Okay. Your stance on baiting in the state, making baiting legal or continuing to restrict it across the state of Wisconsin is going to be our campfire controversy from this week. It's a good one. So, and I have arguments for pro and for con. I'm just going to take this approach. So we have had CWD. I'm going to just go ahead and say that I'm in favor of it. Screw it. Just let's be able to bait everywhere because quite honestly, there's so much mineral and feed and food supply available at every major store and retailer that is related to the outdoors. There's no way that a ton of people aren't baiting across the state already.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So the reality of it is that it's happening whether you like it or not.
Right.
Okay. So aside from that, looking at it, if we are trying to improve future generations and to get the next generation excited about hunting, what a better way to set them up over a food plot or over a bait pile. And I get it. I understand everybody's pros and cons on this whole topic already. What a better way to get little 8-year-old Jimmy out there who's just so excited. He's been hearing his dad's deer stories growing up, trying to get exposed to it. Right. His dad's been working with him. He goes out and there's no deer. Okay. Then you all of a sudden you put him out on a mineral plot or a bait pile that is out there where deer are constantly working through there. He may or may not shoot a deer that day, but if he gets to see deer when he goes out there, I think that is so much more impactful for youth hunters, being able to give them the best chance to kill a deer than to not have that. And I understand there's a lot of things you could do with them to get them on deer, but that would just be an enhancement for it.
True.
Okay. And I think like that is just like one of the angles that I guess I would take with it. The other side of it is we've had CWD across the state for how many years now, and nobody knows what the hell to do.
Right.
So is banning baiting actually working? Are we seeing our numbers improve or like?
And we haven't.
And we have
increased.
Yeah. I mean, so at this point, it's like, what are we even trying to protect these 40 of 42 counties across the state that have had recent CWD encounters? What are we actually preventing here?
Right. Right.
That was the big thing to stop baiting in the first place. What are we actually improving by not allowing baiting, quote unquote, not allowing baiting, yet having it readily available everywhere? Yeah. I guess that's always been my frustration with it is you can't go through a checkout at a Fleet Farm or a Cabela's or a Gander Mountain or whatever, buy that and not use it for baiting. So like, why is it so readily available? Like who's actually using that and what are they using it for?
Right. No, I get it. I get it. So
that's
man, I do understand that not everybody has the ability to have a food plot. There are so many public hunting hunters. I respect that. I tip my hat to that. I think that's hard. I think it's tough.
Yeah.
Public land hunting is hard. So I'm not against it, believe it or not. Even with our food plots and stuff like that, I am not against it. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a tough, I think everything you said is positive. I'm not worried about CWD. I want enhancements. I don't know. So then I would say, remember when they used to say it was like a 2-gallon limit or a 45-gallon limit or a bucket limit?
Yeah. Is that what it was? Or was it like a pound?
I thought it was like a 5-gallon bucket within 100 yards. Of
okay.
Each other
yeah. That sounds about right.
Now I'm getting really picky. I don't like a pile. I don't know. Like if you're going to spread it out or you're going to do something. And I don't, again, that's nitpicking, but I'm going to go with you. I don't really think there should be, I think maybe to however they used to do it. I think it should be available, whether you use it to attract younger hunters, whether you do it to get your big deer.
Mm-hmm.
Time is so tough right now. We're just talking about registrations being easier. A guy can't go out and sit. I mean, it's hard to say, okay, this is my weekend to hunt and I want to hunt. Okay, if this is your weekend to hunt, I'm going to throw bait down so I can shoot something. If you do that, are you really practicing? Are you going to shoot humanely? Right. Are you going to track your animal? Are you going to be, precise? I don't know. So it all rolls up into one big ball, I think. But I understand. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. If my neighbor says, "Hey, over there I got a big corn pile." Okay. I mean, I've seen corn. We've seen corn beds tip over. We've seen guys when they're combining their thing, they pull the truck pulled away and they just
all
throw
of a sudden
down.
There's 600
pounds of corn right there. I mean, so I don't know. It's a good one. It's a good one. Where it is, that's tough.
Right.
I'm for it.
Okay, so we're both basically for it. Arguments against it changes deer behavior. It's like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, that's the goal. I want the deer to come to me. I want the deer to get into a routine and a pattern, which is why we're putting these mineral blocks out or salt licks out or whatever it might be.
Well, you want to pull them away from, you're right, because now we're hearing so many stories of them going into bird feeders, into guys' backyards. So when you get
God, the ones here live so they're crossing the road. Bird feeder.
Yeah, so they're crossing the road and now they're getting hit.
Right.
So maybe if you put those bird feeders or you put that bait different spots. Yeah. Okay. Keep going. No,
disease concerns. I mean, that's the big one, right? Because they like interchange saliva or whatever. Hattie, back it up. It's no longer fair chase because you're like baiting them in. I don't really care. I just want to be able to kill deer.
We bait pigs. We bait bear.
Right. Hattie,
back up truck.
Back up the truck.
Come on.
Oh boy. Small interruption here for
animal
traffic.
With bears.
Okay, so fair chase was one of them. It concentrates the deer population. I'm not super concerned about that.
No.
Creates neighbor conflicts. I guess if you're baiting and your neighbor's not, and you're pulling deer off of their property, I'd be pissed about that. And then it removes natural movement. Okay, so I get it. The very, very big purists in the hunting world would say you can't do that. It's not fair chase. It's not, you're changing their natural movement patterns. Okay, I get it. But I want to kill a deer every year.
Right.
So I would take whatever advantage I could to make that happen.
Yeah. Maybe baiting has to take place in like you can't bait like you can't go. I wouldn't want. I'm baiting. Well, why are you baiting? Well, I don't want you to dump 50 pounds of corn in your front yard.
Right.
I'm just thinking the other way around. Yeah. So right here. I pull in. I park my truck underneath the tree to the shade, and you dump 50 pounds of corn there, and now there's 100 deer there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Right.
Like, so where do you say you can? Well, you can't do that. You can bait, but you can't do that. Yeah.
Well, I would like to start putting 50-pound bags of corn in the backyard so they stop eating our arborvitaes. I would give them something to eat so that they don't eat our plants that are trees that we just replanted for the second time in 2 years. Oh man. Okay. Which I just think that's such an interesting thing because there's some people that are so protective over it. Like I've had people, I know one person specifically that has called the DNR to report a bait pile.
Really?
And I thought that was stupid.
Really?
Like, did it really upset you that much that somebody else has a bait pile?
So I'm assuming that this was on
public land.
Public land.
Yeah. And there was a trail camera on it. And this is where I found out that DNR teams across the country, or at least specifically for the state of Wisconsin, if they have the information off of a cell cam, they can call the manufacturer and get information about whose camera that is.
Oh, really?
So they can reverse find you by calling, say it's Moultrie or it's Yellowstone.ai or it's Spy Point or whatever. They can call and get the information of who that camera is registered to.
So that's why when you see those cameras are stolen, it's not through your cell service. It's actually old school pulling out the card because there's no track. You can't track the person.
Yeah.
I can go buy a camera, put in a card and then sneak back out there, grab the card. If a DNR official or somebody out, there's no way of tracking it to me.
Unless it's a cellular camera.
No, like I said, it's not.
Right.
It's like our old ones. Like remember those Lascos when we first got those Lascos? Yeah. I bought a bunch of those really
because they were like $15.
$15 and they did good pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, 780 or 1080p, and you're like, oh, okay, I don't care. We don't.
I just need to know how many points are on.
Yeah, we're not trying to frame it and win awards. I just want a picture of the deer. And when we used to go through the computer, delete. Yep. But you'd pull that card out, and then there's no way. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just it's an interesting thing to think about because I just want to know, like, I want to ask the question in a way that doesn't upset a manufacturer, but I want to know the answer to how do you get away with selling that in major retail big box stores? How do you get away with selling mineral and feed in big box stores and not have any repercussions for it? I suppose because they're not actually doing anything with it. But you can't tell me, like, people aren't buying big time cherry rush like mineral attractant for chickens,
right?
Like you could say that about corn,
right?
Okay,
yeah, corn. I get that because I get the chickens.
Chicken feed is basically corn, or it's like milled a little bit, and
they have corn and it's crack corn for them, and that little poultry food. Yeah,
but what are you doing with big time cherry rush? Like I've never understood that, and I don't really know how to ask that question in a nice way. But like, how is that legal to be able to do that?
Because you know exactly what it's for.
And people buy it every single day.
Pallets.
Yeah.
Pallets are gone from the store.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
It even says, one of the bags even says deer corn on it.
Right. That is what it's called. Deer corn. Yeah. So I don't really understand that, but I would love an answer, and I would love to understand how that actually works. But the 3 counties or whatever in the state that are not banned on baiting, all those bags aren't going there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All right. Well, we're not going to solve this problem today, but I would love to know what people think. And I think it's just interesting to have that conversation because there's so many of these big topics that surround hunting and fishing that we can talk about it. And I like arguing both sides of it because it just gives a little bit of perspective.
Yeah.
But it's also something just to kind of, work through the like big topics of the year and kind of get us excited, get us back into the swing of things. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I mean, I think that's pretty much it for this week. I know you got to run. Quick shout out to Charisma Customs. They are like, I don't know. They're doing everything right now, which is really exciting for them. They just had like, I don't know, the whole Corvette Club of Wisconsin was there. They had a big Tesla event out there because they offer the best of the best. So if you want speakers, if you want window tint, like right now with the heat and everything, it's just so bad. Helping keep your vehicle cooler, make sure to stop in and get some window tint for your vehicle to kind of cover up the front. And then I think we're only 2 weeks away from the next HHA event,
Right.
Which is at HHA. I will be there. I've got 2 guys that I connected with that will be out there.
Okay.
So
And what is that date?
It is, I think, the 25th or something like that.
Because I thought I could go, but I remember it was like
The 23rd, 24th, 25th.
And what day are you going up?
I'm
there?
going that Friday.
July.
Yes. Because that's when the 2 listeners can make it.
Okay.
So you let me know.
Yeah, I may follow you up there Friday.
Okay.
And how long did it take us to get to Chris's
I don't
place?
know, like 2.5 hours maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think all of the other 3 were like 2 hours and 15
and
to
that's why
2
I
hours
just
and
did
30
the
minutes.
Right. Yeah.
So, but anyways, I wanted to give those guys a quick shout out. We will continue doing our best here.
We will.
And you're back next week, but I'm actually, well, and we can talk about this next week, but I'm going to the Dive Bomb Industries Squad Fest next weekend because apparently I'm a waterfowl hunter now. So we're going to St. Louis next weekend, so we'll have to record early part of the week next week at some point.
And that's fine. We're off. I'm off, so we can.
You'll be around,
yep,
so
I'll
we
be
can
around.
maybe get something done at the ranch, and then kind of knock out the show from there. But
Perfect.
and then hopefully we get those guys on the show. A couple of those guys, former Major League pitcher, is on their team. But then like just everything with Dive Bomb Industries.
That'd be nice.
It'd be cool to do that.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's a wrap. I don't know if you got anything else.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Another episode of Flippin Sticks for Paul Wagner. I'm Eric Tasker. Follow us. We will post some of these clips online, but otherwise you can watch the show on YouTube and then also listen pretty much anywhere that you find podcasts. All right. Till next week.
Haha.